Yeah, good morning. You're welcome to JCI Journey. Today I have with me JCI Senator Rotimi Sadik. You're welcome, sir. All right, please confirm you can hear me, sir.
Yes, but it's stalling at your hand. Uh, Thank you. Good morning. Thank
Oh,
you for
okay.
having me.
All right, thank you so much. Also, if you are just coming across this podcast, I would encourage you to share, like, and subscribe as there are many more. We have had episodes in the past and we'll still have many more episodes in the future. So today I have with me JCI Senator Rotimi Sadik. You are very welcome, sir. Please confirm again if you can hear me audibly, sir.
Yes, I can hear you audibly. Uh, Thank you. Good
All right.
morning. Thank you for you.
All right. So we are going to start right now. But before we kick off, I would want you to give us a bit of background, how you started out. I mean, the family you grew up in. We understand that that play a lot of role in your becoming. So can you give us a bit of background, the family setting, and how you grew up?
Okay. I am Rotimi Sadik, born July 24, 1967. I started out I did a primary school at Marine Beach St. Catholic, St. Teresa Catholic Primary School in Marine Beach, Lagos. So from there, I had to we moved to St. Paul's Anglican, Alakara, Ijoro, Mushi. So subsequently to Boys High School for secondary school education. I also attended Ahmadiyya College for HSC, and I was the firstborn of my and I lost my mother early in life. So I grew up mostly with my dad. Uh, so it was not easy. Though eventually I had another wife. But as a young man growing up, I got recalcitrant, follow bad guys up and down at the point. So
Um,
I had police and things like that from four. Secondary school. So the family sat and took a decision that they should move me to another environment, which I think paid off at the end of the day. I was moved from Mushin, where I grew up early, to Ikeja. So
oh, wow.
since 19, that was about 1982, I started living in Ikeja. So with my father's sibling and solar family, they are basically the Shuakas family. So I grew up under their tutelage. So
Wow.
from there, I went to University of Ibadan, graduated, I did other things. This is where we have to.
Wow. Thank you so much for that background, sir. I noticed that your primary school days you attended Catholic and Anglican, but you are a Muslim. Was it that you started off as a Christian, then you now moved to a Muslim? Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So I said your background, your primary school, you attended Catholic and Anglican. Being a Muslim, why did you have to go through those schools, looking at the fact that they are Christian schools? Do you want to speak to that, sir?
Yes. Then the best schools around when at the time I was growing up were basically Christian schools. And then my family they are
Oh,
not opposed to such a religious how do I call it religious divide. Basically we have within even our own family Christians and Muslims, so it's nothing new.
mm,
So I went to Catholic school, went to Anglican, then went to Ikoboya school, which is also I think a branch of Anglican, a Methodist school. I was even in the choir. That is the best part of it because the school was boys only. There are no girls to sing soprano. So we are the guys. We're singing. I was from their soprano, alto, tenor, as the voice got bad. I
oh,
but I was in the choir. and I learned
Wow.
music. I could play the piano and all those things. So, but I went to do A levels at a Muslim school, Ahmadiyya College. But I have the background in religious, Christian religious studies, and for me it was good because I was able to connect even with the other Christians who came there. There are also Christians who came to Ahmadiyya College, and they even did Islamic studies, and they're all doing well in the platform. We have several pastors from
Wow.
Ahmadiyya College. Imagine. I don't think the divide
Wow.
has it's not really a change at all, especially in the southwest.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much for that. I also finished from University of Ibadan. So when you mentioned Abatina College, I know the place very well. I can
Well,
relate.
uh,
Yes. So I want to talk
that's
about
nice.
how you joined JCI. You joined JCI as a copper in 1991. So what drew you? What's the story around how you joined JCI, sir?
Okay, like I said earlier, I joined JCI in 1991 in Abuja when I came to do my youth service. But I'm familiar with the association while I was at the University of Ibadan. But I
Wow.
didn't join them for the kind of gathering and kind of people I moved with. But I was in Teda Hall. The surprising part was I was in Teda Hall, and the JCI headquarters is in Teda Hall, just under I was in C block. You know how notorious the block is.
Wow.
So even most times we see them after meeting, they keep talking, discussing. So I will take water. You guys go home. Stop disturbing us. So, but somewhere along the line, one of our members joined. One of our because I was in the legislature, I represented SRC. Okay. I represented her at the Student Executive Council. So, like part of the whole executive sort of. Our former chairman, Remy, joined JCs. He went to Castina and came back. And it was all stories of how the group was fantastic, the exposure. But it was too late for me. I was my final year, almost leaving the school. So he said,
Wow.
we should all follow him. But for me, it was late. But the stories were really encouraging and fantastic. So
Mm.
after I went to service, I followed Senator Shuaga to a meeting where he was invited by Senator Mike Bako. So they were trying to resuscitate the Abuja Metro chapter. So I followed into that meeting. So I was even made the assistant secretary general that year. So I assisted him, but
Wow.
Senator Mike Bako was consistent. But after youth service, I missed relating with JCI members. But by and large, I was off for several years again. Then later, I came back to Abuja. I walked back to Abuja, and I joined the ASO chapter, where I became the chapter president, 2010.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much for that. So I can see that from your story, you've been part of leadership role from school days. What informed your decision to start taking leadership role from school? Reason why I'm asking is because some of us didn't have this understanding from school. It was after we later finished that we now saw that it's good to join a community. All we wanted to do was to go to school, pass our exam, go back to our hostel. That was all. So what informed your decision to start taking leadership role from university?
I won't say there wasn't really sort of a deep thoughts then.
Okay.
Because growing up, from two, I was class captain. I was a class captain from two at the Catholic school. You understand? But what happened
Yeah.
was when I was not transferred to that school, me that had powers lost power. So I became just like any other student. So I struggled to
Mm,
be recognized in that school. But for me, those are not even the
mm.
issues. But when I got to secondary school, me, I've always moved the bad guys. That's my challenge. So, sort of challenge authorities, challenge leaders. You get the point. It's always the case of, say you guys can do it. Oh yeah, one of you come here. Those are the kind
Mm.
of opportunities I've had. It's not that deliberately I was interested in leadership then, but we
Wow.
undermine those who are try to work against them. Even then, in my department, I eventually became senior secretary, which I never really campaigned for. But when we went against the
Mm.
candidates, then I said, okay, one of you should come and do this. So it was the challenge uh, that
Yeah.
probably pushed me. So going forward, and I realized that when you get to the office, you can do so much. You can represent the
Mm.
interests of your bad boys or good boys. There are pressure here and there to be a good representative. So I would say
Mm.
those are what from my was they were not things that were really thought out. It was just a case of you
Wow.
guys can do it, so yeah, come and try. So that was what happened.
Awesome.
Even at the all level,
So
uh,
from my past interviews, I've realized that people that are very stubborn from university days, they have more opportunities and more leadership role than people that are very gentle. Would you advise your children to be as stubborn as you? Would that be to their advantage?
uh, no, I agree with you on that premise that people who are stubborn has more opportunities because the challenge are too slow. Don't really about that. Then, University of Ibadan is unique in the sense that
Yeah.
the whole system gives you a lot of opportunities to try a lot of things. And
Mm.
you have the hall, you have the department, you have the paracos, you have so many
Mm.
channels uh, to try your hands at leadership roles. So I think it's okay. But I also believe that children should also be allowed to take free will decisions. Let them try. Let
Mm.
them. I don't want them, and I don't want to insist that they be quiet for quiet sake. No, the systems we are even not much then. They are more now. So we need
Yeah.
more people to chat school so that they can be noted.
Awesome. So I also recorded that you attended several JCI national and international training. So if you look back in retrospect, what major insights have stayed with you from those traveling around the world? Was there anything that has shaped your mindset because of your travels? Should I repeat my
I hope I got
question?
your question right.
No, no. Should I repeat it, sir?
Hello,
Yeah, I'm with you, sir. I'm with you.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
Okay. Um, for just for JCs, the opportunities are numerous. From my own
Mm.
moderate experience, because the opportunities are varied. I realize that you don't even need to pursue all the four opportunities that are available. Just one is enough for you.
Mm.
So you understand. You like traveling, they give you the opportunity to travel easily. You like business, opportunity for business is provided. Anywhere you go, there are
Mm.
rooms for collaboration, all those kind of commercial parts, personal development. Even if you just party, association provide opportunity for you. You can be all you can be. That's what that's the window I can really tell you I have opportunities to view. As a JC now in Nigeria, there's nowhere I can't go confidently. I've been to
Mm.
virtually every state in Nigeria to start with. But see, the issue is that everywhere is I can because of the experience we have moving around, we have been able to conquer all those barriers. So we don't see those kind of
Wow.
visuals and challenges that the ordinary person sees. We are above that. So that's the
Wow.
opportunity I also have been. And it's helping
Wow.
my
Talking
business
about
personal contact.
wow. Talking about traveling for conferences and all. I want to ask, was there any time that money, because we have to be sincere, JCI is expensive when it comes to
It is.
traveling around. Especially as students or new graduates, you need to plan well. Has there any time that money has been a restriction for traveling, or you had everything figured out? Or when you had
No,
those issues, how did you sort them?
yes, there's always been challenges of funding when it comes to traveling, either local or international. But what the
Mm,
organization teaches us is that we need to plan ahead. Because there are even
mm,
some, what do I call them, in chapters or what do you call them now, or hello. We are at the point we had a pause where people make savings
mm.
so that the critical
Wow.
aspect of traveling can be broken into three: accommodation, registration, and then your transport. By the time
Yeah.
you're able to cover like two before the date, so you are sure you are going. But when you are not able to,
Wow.
you don't travel. See, that's what about organization. I always tell young people, there's time for everything. There were times we cannot even afford local travel. Some of us are members, we could not afford local travel. So I hope you understand. So there's time for everything.
Yes, sir.
People who go, they come and try the us. And we look forward to attending. And then there were about 4 area councils, area conferences in Nigeria alone, and as the convention.
Mm, mm,
I've been a national officer before. I've been a national vice president. I've been a national executive vice president, EBP, where I have a demand to be at all those conferences. But after then,
mm.
I can take my decisions. Those are years that we go to meetings at those sleep in our hotels and do meetings from 9 till morning every time. But you see, I believe there's time for everything. You can plan. This organization teaches you to
Mm.
plan. If you have trips, you can register a year ahead. You can plan your visas and ticketing. Then traveling is taking yourself to the venue. That shouldn't be much of a problem.
Wow. Let's talk about your first international travel. Was it a challenge or was it well planned?
You see, if people move in groups, it's always easy. And JCI offer that kind of.
Mm, mm.
So even the visa will be done. There are times that you don't even have to appear. You just send your passports. And there are countries like that. The visas will. So those ones, you don't have to go to Lagos or come from Port Harcourt to Abuja. There are cases like that.
Mm.
So there are options, venues, and opportunities to you go, you choose. Even now, I still choose conferences to attend. The conferences in Europe are mostly very expensive. Core conferences in
Yeah.
Europe are mostly very expensive. So you cannot the conference will go around. Sometimes you will come to Ghana, you will come to Cote d'Ivoire where you can go
Mm.
by road.
Yeah.
So you don't have to follow everybody because you're going to Taiwan. You don't have to follow them to Taiwan and go and job come back. You wait. It will come back to Africa. It will come to Cameroon.
Mm.
It will come to Dakar.
Mm.
You understand? So the content
Yes,
will
sir.
not be diminished. Now, what Congress has come to Tunisia, it has gone
Yeah.
around the world. Welcome to Tunisia now. So tomorrow you can come to Nigeria. We have hosted 2 area
Mm.
conferences in Nigeria. Some of us, those are the ones we attended first. Because we waited the ticket in our own territory. We just need to pay dollar content, no tickets, no visa. We
Mm.
can walk in and walk out. So
Wow.
just to give you an opportunity to plan. And it will be recorded for you as attendance since you are registered.
Mm.
You understand my trick?
Yes,
You
sir.
don't have to
Yes,
say
sir.
because
Yes, sir.
it's Australia, I must go there. No, except you are aspiring to
Wow.
offices or hoping to have positions. So for me, it's planning. Planning makes it easy.
Wow. I think one major thing I'm getting out of this is planning and waiting for your time, not rushing to every conferences. I think with that, we can all, be part of what is going on. So I want to ask, talking about business, you said traveling around JCI as a whole has helped your business. Can you give us more context to that? How has JCI helped your business, or how were you able to create opportunities for yourself even within JCI?
One JCI or occupation, whatever you are doing. Trainings are always still. I benefited from having those trainings. And those days we have Prime, you go to this location, you go to that location. The fluidity, the fact that we can move around also become beneficial at the end of the day. Because you have people across the country. So it's easy for me to make inquiries via JCI network about what's happening at the other end before I get to go there. I can use that network to do some other things outside my immediate environment. And where I've had cause to go and work, JCI network has assisted me greatly. You understand? For instance, I had cause to go and work in University of Ilorin for about 2 years. I was working in the University of Ilorin. Past President Yusuf Jimo, he was in Ilorin. He was even a lecturer in that environment.
Wow.
So he assisted me and my team so well. He settled down. I have cause to work in Bad. People have assisted me. I have cause to go and work in Kano. The network has assisted. So the network is always there. And it depends on what you want. You can tap from and you can benefit from it. So I've always been there across. I have to do things in Lagos now that, but I may not leave Abuja. Right on my desk, I know who and who is capable. And we have developed relationship over time. Because most times when you go to these trainings, you develop new set of friends and acquaintances that you can support each other. So they're always there.
Yeah.
So out on my table, I can get any information across the country, across Africa and the world to do.
Talking about building network and having relationships, are there proper ways to go about it, building strong relationship, not a business card, just meet at a training room, you collected the contact. Are there better ways to build strong relationships within JCI?
You said?
Should I repeat my question, sir?
Yes, go ahead.
So I said, talking
Go
about
ahead.
network and building relationships, are there better ways to build relationships within JCI? I mean, strong relationship that you can depend on.
Network is not friendly. See, are there
Okay.
better ways of building network across the organization?
Yes, strong
Is that what you
relationships.
meant?
Yes, beyond just yes, sir. Beyond just exchanging business cards.
Yes, yes. It's even easier now with all these multimedia social platforms thereabouts. We can chat with some people even outside the country. We still keep our friends both in and outside. So I think this has even gone far beyond what we were able to do in our own days. Now there's a whole platform where you have the social arms and other arms, arms where their trainings are going on, more members, more engagement, more relationship. I think there are opportunities to reach more people than we were able to reach in our own period. And I think it's been awesome. So there are still how would I call it? There are still myriad of opportunities you can take advantage of in the
So
organization.
we have more
I was
opportunities
something like
now,
I want to
sir.
remember in Sokoto now. I want to buy things in Sokoto. She goes there and buy those things were sent to me. And just across. People have called me, they're going to Bauchi, they're going to top cities in the north. and they needed guidance. They are based in the south. I linked them up.
Mm.
All these
Wow.
links I can put through. Yeah, links I achieved through the organization and moving around.
So,
I was
sir, talking
born and bred
about,
in the south, but now I live in the north.
okay, wow. So you mentioned that there are social medias, we can easily connect now, but the relationship is not as
Yes,
strong as when it was during your own time. You people have stronger relationships. We have more relationships, but
and we work
weaker
at it.
relationships. Ehen, that's what you tell us. Tell us the secrets of working at it. Listen.
The younger one must know that they have to invest into relationship. The
Mm,
younger ones must know that you have to invest into relationships. See, even if you're on the Senate platform, you could see the closeness that some of us has. Some of us even travel to some venues or programs, not just because we are just the program, but because of the personalities involved behind the program. So
mm,
we're going there. So I was going to see them again. So those you have to work at it. Yeah, it's not just mere because we are the same group and we can start doing things together. It doesn't work like that. Those young ones must note that you invest and you work at those kind of programs. Apart from the JCI program, there are other social programs that we attend. Like Senator Tunji had his mother's burial in Lagos sometime last month. I was there from Abuja.
yeah.
I traveled to Lagos to
Wow.
attend the mother's burial. This is not a JC function, but because relationship have developed with him and people around him, I hope you can understand. We too have programs in Abuja,
Yes, sir.
personal social program. Senator Shua had the book launch. A lot of people came from Lagos just to attend the book launch. So those are
Wow.
sacrifice. Look at what
Mm,
they incurred, hotel expense, that. But when we keep wanting, they say, "But you two come to our own programs," which is true.
mm,
We attend their programs as well.
wow.
So those are what make relationships. So the other man knows you, you know the other man, he trusts you, you trust, because the major ingredient in business is trust. Once trust is not there or
Yes,
is
sir.
not established, you can't do business together.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. So I want to ask, I have just few questions left. What are the mindsets that anchors the things you do right now based on your past experience? You are into business, you're a leader, you travel around. What are the mindset that has helped you, that has become your strength when relating with people, even in business?
And some of these things we learn from the organization. I think they're just the core values that we have. Eh, One is you have to be responsible. Then your
Yes.
environment, wherever you are staying, you have to stand out. Not just standing out for standing out sake, but you have to impact your environment. You have to impact your
Okay.
environment positively. Then you know the JCI did that they are trustworthy, honesty, all those values. You take them with you everywhere you go. So those are the things that inform what you do. Because you want to remain a good ambassador of every organization that's contributed to building you.
Yes,
You
sir.
want to continue to represent them well. So key and core values that impacted things that we do. I told you I was sport administrator. As a sport administrator, I've been sent around to supervise Premier League in Nigeria across the country.
Wow. Wow.
So it's a huge challenge. Yeah, it's a huge challenge. So I go there to represent the owners of the brand, and I must live up to the values. In some cases, it's
Yes, sir.
huge as much as the governor wanting to influence the decision or outcome of matches, and top people as well want to
Wow.
do that.
Wow.
But if you have these core values behind, those are just one of the vocations, things I do on the side. You understand? So, but the core value is what drives me, and that's what should drive every one of us.
Wow. Wow. So if I wanted to ask that, was there any time you made a major mistake? But I will rephrase it to, what do you wish that somebody had told you when you were growing up that you later realized later in life and you felt, if I knew this earlier, it should have helped me? Because when you tell us, people like us that were very young like this, you can take advantage of it. Was there anything that you wish that someone had told you earlier in life that would have probably helped you much more?
One is that if I known earlier, I would have joined JCI. I would have joined JCI from the university. At least those 3 years will have given me some basic knowledge that I had to learn outside the school. Because, like we
Wow.
say, a lot of things are not taught within the four walls of classrooms. So you have to learn
Yes.
them, learn those things. And I have course to start learning after graduating. You
Mm.
understand? I'll have picked a lot of these things along the line. That's why I encourage the institutional law members and the collegiate members to always take advantage of what they have.
Mm.
Because by virtue of being
Mm.
a member of this organization, you're able to relate with top people across the country, across all
Yes, sir.
vocations. You get to get direct vibe from people that ordinarily should be your icon or your ideals. You get the point. They are now direct
Yeah, yes,
mentors.
sir.
Growing up, and you can sound them
Mm.
out on your plans or your
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
programs.
True.
That's early in life. That's early in life. So it goes a long way. But a lot of them
Mm.
don't value it now because they have it maybe easily. But those who value it, you can see their trajectory. You can see how they rise. Things are easier for
Wow.
them. Things are easier for them. You don't have
True.
to, but when that you have to go and start reinventing your own wheels. When JCI put a wheel there that you can just jump on. So
Leverage
that
on, yes,
part,
sir.
I always feel that I missed
Wow. So,
that opportunity.
wow, awesome. So I want to ask, what do you look for in people? Because we look up to people like you, people ahead and that have stayed long in the organization. We want to be closer to you, but we are not sure exactly what you look for. So what do you look for in people that makes you draw them closer? That's when you see a young person trying to rise, doing something, encouraging. What do you look for them in them that makes you draw them closer?
And the organizations have taught us um, that we are not as you know perfect people. So
Mm.
we are imperfect ourselves. So we also relate with
Yeah.
imperfect upcoming young persons. But there are some things you cannot. There are some things that how do I call it? The chemistry will just click. There are cases like that. Meet
Chemistry.
somebody, doesn't like you. It just work like that. There are cases like that. You don't have control over such. And there's some
Mm.
just look at man's trajectory and you just but say, wow, if I can be there to give this guy a little guidance, I think he will do better.
Mm.
So there are cases like that.
Wow.
You go out of your way to look for such people. But some they come to you and you look at um, what they have ahead of them or what they have been able to let you know about. Because it's what they let you know about that you only know about. So it need to be, we know we have a challenge as mentors to groom the younger ones. And there's a limit to
Yes,
how
sir.
many you can handle at a point in time. So which we are
Exactly.
benefited.
Exactly.
Uh, I too have been a beneficiary of such. There are a lot of people who are mentors, icons in the organization that I still relate with today. Uh, some of them are not even, they can't even be active at senior level again. They are older, you understand? But we have
Mm.
personal relationship.
Wow.
So those are the kind of situations we find ourselves. But my advice is that you look at the mentors available and you try to get closer to the ones that you think that can assist you. I think that's what I would say. But some you cannot explain. You cannot explain why you are closer. You just can't explain.
Yeah, true. True. So before I ask the last question, I want you to talk about HGR Limited. Can you hear me, sir?
Okay. I can hear
I
you.
want us to talk about HGR Limited, what you do as the CEO, or what the company is about.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Like I
sir.
told you, AGR is a partner, partnership of three persons represented by the name HGR. So I'm Rotimi, you can see Rotimi there. There's a G for now. There's an H for Aki. Was an engineer that I met in the course of construction. When I joined the construction company in Abuja, I worked for that work with him. And but I wasn't even interested in construction, honestly. At that time, but I had the boss who was on top of everything. I worked for him as his PA, and we cover he has projects across the country. So we cover those projects. Then I think one of these days they had a challenge. We had a consultancy team, and they were just not friendly with my boss, and they were just trying to put us to shame, sort of. My boss is somebody who is very good at his job, but not very
Okay.
eloquent at defending
Mm.
his task. So, and I realized that the only way I can help you is to get to understand the job first, and then be
Mm.
able to defend him when we have cause to meet those consultants that they were, and most of those in those days, my Oga got trained along the line, and those people come in as people who went to elite university, they were from UI, and they just come around and harass us, construction people. So, assuming that they don't know as much as they know, especially when they meet us outside the city center, inside the. And I decided to invest more energy into understanding how the job is done, and decided to most time when we now go for those meetings, he agrees that I should talk. So
Wow.
I ended up being the one challenging.
So I can't hear you again, sir.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Okay, I can hear you now, but I can't see you yet.
You are lost at the point. Okay. So it's from there I
Yes,
developed
but
interest.
I
And
can't see
after
you
some
yet,
time, some
sir.
of those
I can't
consultancy
see
team
you.
were reaching me that they have one or two projects.
Hello, sir. Okay.
You get my
Okay, now
point.
I can see you, sir. Yes, I
Some of
can
those
see you, sir. So where I lost you, sir, where I lost you was when you said your boss was giving you chance to now speak when you're at meetings.
yes. So we were able to get favorable outcomes from those consultants over time. As we continue to work, I continue to represent him and following those defenses and where we have to present our proposals and thereabout. So after a while, some of those consultants were now reaching me that they have one
Yeah,
or
I
two
wanted to say
projects.
that.
Can I be of it, or can I? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Network is bad.
I can hear you now, sir.
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, I can hear you now,
So
sir.
one or two of these consultants reached me at the point in time when we have landed up the project we are doing in Abuja. We have another one, Port Harcourt at that time. I wasn't really involved much at Port Harcourt. So they reached me that they have projects in Abuja if I'm interested. So that was how I pulled out of the company. The company actually went back to Lagos, which I didn't follow them. So I and my partners now decided to work for one of the consultants. At that time, the consultant was even the president of Nigeria School of Architecture, was the architect. He gave us our first job in my time. It was a minister's house. His wife was the minister of state. We didn't have an account. He gave us a check when we didn't have an account. We used this check to open the first account of the company. And that was the first project the company executed. Mississippi Road in Abuja. So that one really helped us. So that's how we transited from where we are to where we are today. So somebody just had trust in me, and luckily we were able to execute the project very well. So we ended up in litigation, but it was still a good opportunity.
Wow, yes, sir. Thank you so much for that, sir. I learned a lot from that short story. So the last question I will ask is that what would you want to be your legacy? I'm sure by now you are thinking of legacy, what you want to do for the next 20 years, how you want to give back. What are your plans for legacy? Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, so I was asking, yeah, I got what you said, but I was asking a question. I'm not sure you got my question. I said, what are your plans? I know that by now you are planning for what you want to do as legacy, maybe in the next 20 years, what something that is dear to your heart that you've always wanted to do, or something that you wish that you could get help. Might not be financial, might just be people that can be part of your dream to make it come true. So, what is there anything like that on your mind, sir?
Yes, it doesn't really have to be financial, like you said, but there's a need and challenge that you want to assist more younger people. Like for instance, now where I live in Kuje, and it's a suburb of Abuja. I have lived there for quite a long time. That I really come to value living in the outskirts,
Mm,
closer to rural people. I believe I can be more impactful in that environment,
mm,
and I'm doing my little bit. I can do more. Like for instance, every Saturday, I,
okay.
I had a football team that I played as a play football, and I say do exercises with them. And I see I'm a patron of the association generally in that environment. So
Wow.
I
Okay, so I lost you for some
So we
seconds.
try to provide an enabling environment to young people
Mm,
through sports. We try as much as
mm,
possible. Uh, we pass, how will I call it, messages to them. We try to even in them as much as try to assist them in other things they are doing. So I come to enjoy this, that even most time when I need to travel, I miss a Saturday. I always not feel myself until the next
mm.
Saturday. I look forward
Wow.
to having been with them. I can do more with more responsibility. That's there.
Mm,
And I'm trying to. So, but I enjoy it. When some of them, I see them and they are successful. Boys are
mm,
they are with us, and just within short time, you see them doing so well, high flyers here and there. So I think we should do as much to impact our environment. I'm doing little
mm.
that I can do within my corner, but I can do more. And I'm trying to do more in that spare. Do sponsorship, support their vision, support their aspiration in the organization. Uh, it's
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. That's all I would, that's how far I will go
I
this
hope you are
morning.
hearing
Thank you
me.
so much for your time. Yeah, I can hear you very well, sir. Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me, sir?
I hope you are hearing me.
I can hear you, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
I can
Please
someday
confirm.
in future I can build out. So,
Mm, wow, thank you so much for that, sir. So that's how far I will go with you, sir. Thank you so much for your time. I know it's a lot to take out about 50 minutes to be on
so
this call. Can you hear me, sir?
I'm so sorry. Network has not been friendly.
It's all right, sir. It's all right, sir. We are done already. Can you hear me, sir?
Okay. Sir, I can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me, sir? I want to be sure you can hear me.
I can hear you now, yes. Clearly.
Okay, okay. So I said thank you so much, sir. I said that is how far we'll go. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. I know 50 minutes is a whole lot, but you have made this time out so that you can give back. I'm sure that people that will come across this video, they will learn a lot from your story, from your background, to how you're part of a company, and to how you were able to build strong relationship with people within and outside JCI. I really value that. It's a lot of value for our audience. Thank you so much. Is there any other thing you like to say? Any parting word you like to say to young JCI members that'll be watching this video?
I've always been using opportunities that every forum to tell the younger ones that it's a matter of time. All those are aspirations. They will get there. But I can understand when you are at that age, you are anxious, but this organization has a pathway that if you are consistent on that pathway, you get there, you get to your
Mm,
desired destination. So we always, we know there's so much energy in them, but at the same time, there are core values that will take you there. So once you
mm,
stick with those mentors and follow their advices and share your trajectory of growth, you will get to where you are. In fact, today, a lot of younger people have gotten far ahead, even more than us, in this organization, and I benefit from them. Sometimes we travel, some of those boys will now say, no, okay, you can't be buying things here. You say, I've been enjoying such. You get the point.
uh,
These are things that were universities when we were working. You understand? And they think we are like their ideals. But now they are beyond us. But the fact is that we relate. You understand? Some they travel abroad and buy
yes, sir.
drugs for me without me asking them. just come and drop drugs on my table. Say, this we bought for you so that you can remain alive. You understand? It looks that's the truth. Wale Shinaba just came to Abuja now. I had to see him. He bought drugs in America. I felt that we needed. He came and gave me. Now, uncle, you need this drug. Keep using them. So they will get there. And our prayers are always been that they should go ahead of us. So that we too can sit down tomorrow and say, these are our guys, these are our ladies, and they are excelling in their sphere of life and vocation.
All right. Thank you so much, JCI Senator Rotimi Sadik. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day, sir.